I'm Nina, and I am back with what I read this month. So this month was super disappointing. I expected to read some spooky books and really get into the mood of thrillers because they're my favorite thing to read. I unfortunately only finished 4 books, DNF'd 1. I wasn't a huge fan of any of them, and none of them were really spooky. But let's get into it. So the first one I have to share with you is called Beach Read by Emily Henry. The cover of this is super cute. Now this is just a contemporary romance. It is an adult novel though, so that was a little out of my comfort zone. I'm starting to read a lot more adult fiction rather than YA. But this deals with like an enemies to lovers type trope. So these two people went to college together, and now fast forward in their lives, they're both successful authors, but they are stuck next door to each other, and they have decided to partake in a challenge of trying to write each other's genres. So she likes to write romance, and he writes more intense stuff, and they kind of have a bet on who can write the other person's genre better and sell their book first. And during this, they fall in love. It was okay. I wasn't really into it, so it took me a while to read it. And unfortunately, I actually ruined this book. I dropped it in the tub. So now I owe my library $20 because I ruined it. So that's unfortunate. Moving on, another book I got from the library is called The Guest List by Lucy Foley. Now this was recommended to me by someone who I really trust their reading recommendations. Unfortunately, I wasn't really into this. This deals with a whole group of people from a wedding that were invited on the guest list, and it gives you multiple different perspectives. So there's like the wedding planner, the groom, the bride, the bridesmaid, the best man, and it deals with someone getting murdered, but you don't know who's murdered until like the last 40 pages of this book. You don't know who's murdered or who did it. You just kind of get the background of everyone and what they think of everybody else. It's supposed to be like a kind of like a light thriller in my mind. I thought it was okay. I gave it like 3 stars. Yeah, another book from my library called I'm Thinking of Ending Things by Ian Reid. It's actually going to be Netflix. That's why I picked this up. The font up here was enticing. I didn't really care for the picture. But the fact that Netflix picked it up, I'm like, let's give it a try. I was so confused. I don't even know how to describe this book to you. And I don't know if I should attempt to. It didn't give me a synopsis on the back, just a bunch of blurbs from other authors. So I had no idea what this was going to be about. I thought it was going to be like a thriller, and I guess it kind of is. It was kind of it creeped me out a little bit, but it unsettled me, but I didn't understand what was happening. So instead of telling you what this book really is about, I'll just read this first blurb here for you. It says, an ingeniously twisted nightmare road trip through the fragile psyches of 2 young lovers. My kind of fun. And that was by Charlie Kaufman. I gave this a 2 stars. I thought it really sucked. Maybe I'll like it better if I watch the Netflix thing and maybe understand it more. I understand what happened, but not really. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. The last book that I finished entirely is called The Deer Run by Jacqueline Woodson. I've heard of this author multiple times, but I've never read anything by her. I picked this up. It was a very short novel. It was only $1, so it was $2. So I picked it up. I read it. It was a young adult, coming of age type of story. So it deals with a young girl and her mom who take in this young pregnant teenager, and you deal with a lot of heavy situations. So you deal with teen pregnancy, you deal with the father walking out on them, grief, her grandma died, you deal with the fact that they're a Black family, and so you deal with their adversity. And it just takes you through their friendship. So she did not want this teen pregnancy person coming to live with her she came to live with her nonetheless, and they end up getting along, and you have a nice little thoughtful story. It was okay. Nothing groundbreaking for me. I did like that it packed full of like serious issues, but it was such a short story. I thought that was kind of interesting. The last book I have to share with you is called Break My Heart 1,000 Times by Daniel Waters. This is a young adult novel. I only read like 52 pages. I just was not into it. This would have been perfect for October, but unfortunately I just couldn't get into it. It deals with ghosts, and there was this event that happened, so ghosts start coming around, and so you see them in your daily life. And I guess there is a teacher that his daughter has died, and he believes that if he kills a young girl, that his daughter's soul can enter the body and he will have his daughter back. So he has killed multiple young girls and has not worked yet, but he has hope that this next time that he kills a girl, that his daughter will come back to him. That's what I got from the 52 pages I read. I don't know how it all plays out because I didn't finish it. I don't think I plan on finishing this. I'm gonna DNF it, so it's in that pile. So this is all I've read this month. I hope you enjoyed it. I did not. But if you have anything to say about these books, what's your opinions on them? Did you like them? Have you read them? Do you want to read them? And what did you read this month? And do you have any recommendations for me? All right, have a wonderful day. Bye.